Welcome back to Tech Talk Central, everybody.
Glad to have you with us.
We've had a lot of questions lately about business laptops, especially for folks who are maybe looking to upgrade or just, need a new machine for work.
Right. And there's so many options out there now.
Totally overwhelming, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So today we're doing a deep dive comparing two that seem to be on a lot of people's radar,
The Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 13.
and the Dell Latitude 9450.
Yeah, you guys sent in a ton of info on these two, and it looks like they're both really strong contenders, but with some pretty distinct differences.
Right. So we're going to break down the specs, the features, all the details to help you figure out which one might be the best fit for your needs.
And we'll start with that overview, just to get a sense of what we're working with.
So from what you've all shared, the Dell Latitude 9450, this is a 14-inch 2-into-1. It's got that flexible hinge so you can use it as a tablet or a laptop.
And it's got a QHD plus touchscreen.
Yeah, 2560 by 1600 resolution,
Yeah.
and it can get pretty bright up to 500 nits.
Which is great for working outdoors or in bright spaces. You're not going to be squinting at that screen.
Inside, we're looking at an Intel Core Ultra 7 165U processor, 12 cores in there.
32 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. So plenty of space to work with.
Plus, it comes with Windows 11 Pro.
Now, the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 13, this one's a 14-inch Ultrabook, part of that new Copilot plus PC lineup from Intel.
Okay, so already we see a difference in that form factor, right? The Dell is a convertible 2-in-1. The Lenovo is more of a traditional laptop design.
Exactly. And the Lenovo has a 2.8K display, so a little higher resolution than the Dell 2880 by 1800.
It's also powered by an Intel Core Ultra 7, but it's a different model, the 258V.
8 cores on that one,
Oh, yeah.
and also with 32 gigs of RAM.
Okay, but it's got a smaller SSD, only 512 gigs.
And also comes with Windows 11 Pro. So some overlap there, but some key differences that are worth exploring.
Definitely. So let's dive into those differences, starting with that display, because that's what you're looking at all day.
Yeah, the Dell Latitude 9450, it's got that QHD plus resolution 500 nits of brightness, and it's a touchscreen, and it even supports an active pen.
Which is a really nice touch if you like to take notes or sketch directly on the screen.
Absolutely. And it's got some other features that are aimed at making it comfortable for long work sessions.
Yeah.
It's an IPS panel with an anti-reflective and anti-smudge coating, and it's got Comfort View Plus, which reduces blue light.
So you're less likely to get eye strain if you're staring at it for hours.
Exactly. Now, the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 13, it's got a 2.8K OLED display. So that means you get those really deep blacks and vibrant colors that OLED is known for.
And it covers 100% of the DCI-Key3 color gamut. So colors are going to be super accurate, which is great for designers, photographers, anyone who works with visuals where color accuracy is really important.
But the information we have doesn't mention touch functionality for the Lenovo. So if you need a touch screen, that's a key factor to consider.
Right. So already we see that these laptops are kind of geared towards slightly different users.
Yeah, the Dell with the touchscreen and that 2-in-1 form factor, it's a good choice for people who want that flexibility to switch between tablet and laptop mode, or if you like to use a stylus.
The Lenovo, it seems like it's maybe more focused on visual quality. So
Yeah.
someone who does a lot of photo or video editing or graphic design might be drawn to that.
Right. Let's talk about performance now, because both laptops have an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor, but they have different model numbers.
The Dell's got the 165U, which is 12 cores and a max speed of 4.90 gigahertz.
And the Lenovo has the 258D, which is an 8-core chip, but with a slightly lower max speed of 4.8 gigahertz.
But it's interesting because even though the Lenovo has fewer cores, it's part of that Copilot plus PC lineup.
Yeah.
And it's got its dedicated AI chip.
An NPU neural processing unit.
Okay, and that's specifically for AI tasks. So things like background blur and video calls, AI-enhanced photo editing, even that new Windows Copilot feature.
Exactly. So even though the Dell might have more cores, that Lenovo with that dedicated NPU could actually be faster for certain AI-powered tasks.
And the Lenovo is also an Intel Evo platform device. So it meets certain standards for responsiveness, battery life, and how quickly it wakes up from sleep.
Right. So it's kind of like a stamp of approval that says this laptop is going to provide a really smooth and efficient user experience.
Okay, so for performance, it seems like it really depends on what you're going to be using the laptop for.
If you need the absolute most processing power for things like video editing or 3D rendering, the Dell with those 12 cores might be the better choice.
But if you're using a lot of AI-powered apps or you just want a really snappy and responsive system, the Lenovo could be a better fit.
Let's move on to memory. Now, both laptops have 32 gigs of RAM, which is fantastic. You're not going to be running out of memory anytime soon.
But there's a difference in the type and speed of RAM.
The Dell uses 5200 megahertz LPDDR5.
And the Lenovo has 8533 megahertz LPDDR5X,
So the Lenovo's RAM is significantly faster,
which again could make a difference in terms of overall system responsiveness.
especially if you're working with large files or multitasking with a lot of demanding apps.
Okay, and then for storage, the Dell comes with a 1 terabyte SSD.
And Lenovo have a 512 gig SSD,
So again, the Dell gives you more space out of the box.
which is great if you work with a lot of large files or if you just like to have everything stored locally.
But if you're more of a cloud storage person, that 512 gigs on the Lenovo might be plenty for you.
Connectivity is another important consideration. The Dell Latitude 9450, it's got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, it's got Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4.
And a headphone jack.
Yes. Which is still important for some people.
The Lenovo also has Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth, but the information we have doesn't specify exactly what ports it has.
So we can assume it probably has Thunderbolt 4, but we don't know for sure or how many ports it has.
So that's something to look into if you're considering the Lenovo.
And then we get back to that form factor difference. The Dell is a 2 and a 1. The Lenovo is a traditional laptop.
If you need that tablet functionality or you like to use a stylus, the Dell is the clear winner here.
Yeah, that 360-degree hinge is really versatile. You can use it in all sorts of configurations.
But if you prefer a more traditional laptop experience and you don't need the touchscreen, the Lenovo is a great option.
Let's talk about some of the other features. The Dell has a few that are worth mentioning.
It's got a full HD webcam with HDR.
And it's got a privacy shutter, so you can physically block the camera when you're not using it.
It's also got Express Sign-In, which uses facial recognition to log you in quickly.
And it's got intelligent privacy features, so if someone's looking over your shoulder, it can blur the screen.
And it's got a pretty cool keyboard, too.
A mini LED backlit keyboard with a zero lattice design.
Okay, so that means the keys are really thin and light.
And it's also got a dedicated Copilot hotkey, so you can easily access those AI features we were talking about.
The Lenovo, it's also marketed as a Copilot plus PC. So
Yeah.
it's got those AI capabilities, too.
And it has a webcam, but the information we have doesn't give us any more details about it.
So again, something to look into if you're considering the Lenovo,
Now, in terms of size and weight, the Dell is listed at 7 pounds.
which seems a little heavy for a 14-inch laptop.
Yeah. That might be a typo in the information we have.
The Lenovo, on the other hand, is listed at 4.9 pounds,
So that's a significant difference.
especially if you're going to be carrying your laptop around a lot.
That extra weight can really add up.
And finally, let's talk about software and support. Both laptops come with Windows 11 Pro
But the Dell also comes with a 3-year on-site warranty.
and a LapLink PC Mover professional license, so you can easily transfer your files and settings from your old computer.
The information we have for the Lenovo doesn't mention anything about a warranty.
So that's something else to check on.
All right, so to wrap things up,
Both of these laptops are really impressive machines.
they both have their strengths and weaknesses.
The Dell is great if you need a touchscreen, a 2-in-1 form factor, lots of storage space, and a long warranty.
The Lenovo is a good choice if you prioritize visual quality, a lightweight design, and AI capabilities.
Ultimately, the best laptop for you is going to depend on your individual needs and preferences.
So think about how you're going to be using the laptop, what features are most important to you, and then make your decision based on that.
Exactly. And to help you with that decision, we've got links to the latest prices and deals for both laptops in the description below.
Be sure to check those out. And if you found this comparison helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more in-depth tech analysis.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.